Hello viewers, I'm Red2006 and I'm very pleased to have you join me on the latest leg of our scenic tour through the Johto region in Pokemon Gold version. As a quick recap on our last day's adventuring, before heading into Union Cave, I took some time to relax and went fishing. I caught myself a Magikarp. Union Cave yielded some interesting new Pokemon, and when I reached Route 33 I realised I'd forgotten a few things. On the way back though, the egg hatched into Togepi. We're almost at Azalea Town, so let's get going. Alright, we've made it back, and we're ready to pick up the adventure. Needless to say, as soon as I stopped recording and headed in to Union Cave to go back to Route 32, I did not run into very many Pokemon at all. You try to record and they are all over you. So we can grab a new berry here. A Poison Cure berry, which is worth holding on to. Talk to this guy and you'll be able to battle. He's apparently just twitching around randomly. I will lead with Wooper because he has Geodude as his first Pokemon. He is someone you want to talk to. Make sure to get his phone number because he will tell you about Dunsparce all the way up in Dark Cave. So, Dunsparce isn't very good. It's kind of hard to find in most circumstances, though it was a bit more common in X and Y, I believe. It could be dangerous early on, and it could, in later generations, benefit from Serene Grace and paralysing opponents. But, unfortunately, it wasn't spectacular as the game went on. Kind of gimmicky in a sense. But we've taken down Geodude, and that did confirm what I was trying to find out, whether Wooper was water or actually water-ground. And for Machop, we will switch to Torture, who hasn't battled for a little while. Yeah, I don't think he's battled since he evolved. Low Kick serves as a 60 power fighting move in this generation. In later generations, it is changed to deal more damage the heavier the opponent is. I kind of prefer it just dealing set damage because you have to fight really heavy Pokemon in order to do a lot of damage with it. I suppose it served as a good fighting type move, given that in Generation 1 Karate Chop was a normal move for some reason. But since it was a high critical move, it would generally do that quite a lot and be problematic. So this time I have remembered phone numbers. I have also caught every Pokemon you can find here in previous episodes. So we can head on into Azalea Town now. This is Slowpoke Well, and there is a mysterious man guarding it. Doesn't really look much like a well. It does actually have proper design in Generation 4. So, Slowpoke Well, also known as the Rainmaker Well. Locals believe that a Slowpoke's yawn summons rain. Records show that a Slowpoke's yawn ended a drought 400 years ago. Well, there you go. Some Pokemon are actually connected to the weather in some ways. For example, Bronzong is said to be able to summon good weather for harvests. It can also bring rain clouds to help them grow, and nice weather when they need the chlorophyll and the like. It can be retaught Sunny Day and Rain Dance, I believe, and it can learn them from TMs. Let's heal our team, and we can move on and have a look around Azalea Town. There's not a lot here, apart from Slowpoke Well and the gym, really. The entrance to Ilex Forest is nearby, and we can visit a craftsman. But overall, it feels like a quiet place with only those really important buildings. So up here is the house of the Pokeball craftsman Kurt. You can get a white Apricorn from this tree. Now, it is worth noting, Kurt's balls are useless. Now that you've got the snickering out of the way, I will explain. Kurt crafts Pokeballs from Apricorns. However, in this generation, quite a few of them are bugged. A lot of them also are very specific. From the white Apricorn, you have the Fast Ball. It is designed to help you catch Pokemon that run away from battle. Some Pokemon actually can do that. However, in this generation, it only works on Magnemite, Tangela, and Grimer, which isn't very helpful. The red Apricorn is the level ball, which I believe works based on your level compared to the opponent's level, and if your level is 4 times more than that opponent's level, or thereabouts, it will have the highest catch rate. I think that one actually works as intended. The yellow Apricorn, the yellow and green Apricorn tend to get mixed up. One is the Friend Ball, one is the Moon Ball. The Friend Ball, I think, makes Pokemon more friendly. I can't quite remember that one because I've never used it. Future me, please correct me. Okay, but the Moon Ball is designed to help you catch Pokemon that evolve via the Moonstone. There are 4. And this is spectacularly bugged. It actually gains its increased catch rate against Pokemon which evolve via Burn Heal. Yeah. The pink Apricorn will give you the Love Ball, which is designed to help you catch Pokemon of the same species and opposite gender as your league. In theory, it works on Pokemon of the same species and same gender. Then there's the Lure Ball, which actually is pretty competent. It has an increased catch rate against Pokemon you caught while fishing. Unfortunately, it would be superseded in later generations by the Net Ball and the Dive Ball. Then there's the Heavy Ball from the black Apricorn. It works best against heavy Pokemon, basically. So you'll need to be catching some real lunkers for it to be any use. With all that out of the way, you can see the gym down here. The only difference in style between it and Violet Cities is the roof. Over here is the charcoal kiln. You will have to come there later on. Slowpoke Well is out there, and there's the Pokemon. For now, let's go and talk to Kurt. We do have to in order to progress the plot a bit. He will tell you about Team Rocket. They were defeated 3 years ago, again by a 10-year-old kid, and they are the one responsible for cutting off the Slowpoke tails. And Kurt will just rush off to take care of them and will be interrupted by Bugcatcher Wade. How do you fail at catching a Metapod? I mean, I know I've had my troubles, but you're a bug catcher. It's your title. It's a bug-type Pokemon. You shouldn't be failing. If you do, you should have to give up your bug-catching license. What do you do if you're a failed bug catcher? I mean, what sort of hobbies could you pursue? There are probably plenty of interesting hobbies you could pursue, really. I mean, it wouldn't exactly be really, really nerdy. Entomology would be a particularly interesting field of study, if I'm going to be honest. Given how many insects there actually are in the world, you might even discover a new species along the way. So yeah, actually, don't knock bug-type Pokemon. And give entomology a try as well, even just a little bit. Because you can learn a bit about entomology from looking at bug-type Pokemon. Let's head on into the Slowpoke Well. And let's talk to Kurt. He's charged in and he's injured his back. Personally, I think he's just being slack. I haven't done a silly voice for him because unfortunately my throat hurts a little bit. I think I wrecked it yesterday stuffing around doing the old guy voices in the Sprout Tower. If you come here with Surf, you can catch Slowpoke at 100% ratio while surfing. Slowpoke is going to be the focus of our spotlight for today, so let's roll with it. As its name suggests, Slowpoke is slow in a number of ways. It's very spaced out under normal circumstances, taking a long time to feel pain. And in the original games, it was the slowest Pokemon out there. Nonetheless, it has some advantages. Pretty decent defense and great HP right off the bat give Slowpoke some pretty decent combat prowess. That said, it's generally portrayed as a pretty mellow fellow. The Pokemon anime has never once depicted Slowpoke actually attacking. It's usually just sort of spacing out. Being a water psychic type actually gives it a fair bit of versatility. It has access to some very strong moves, though you will need TMs or HMs for some, but it will hold its own in battle. What happens when it evolves is up to you. While it takes a while for Slowpoke to evolve into Slowbro, it's a physically tanky Pokemon. On the other hand, you get Slowking by trading Slowpoke holding King's Rock, so it can be available relatively early, and it has better special defense. Whichever way you play it, Slowpoke and its evolved forms will be particularly reliable. Just don't expect it to go winning any races anytime soon. And let's also roll with defeating Team Rocket. Torture can take the lead. And here we are, Team Rocket has fallen from grace considerably. They were something of a threat in the previous games. Essentially a mafia/yakuza-like organisation. Crap, I forgot about Wood. Essentially a mafia/yakuza-like organisation which ran Kanto with an iron fist. They had a range of powerful Pokemon on hand. In this generation, they're generally Bumblers reduced to using Rattatas, Zubats, and a couple of other Pokemon if they are actually higher up. It's kind of sad. I think they changed it to keep in line with the anime's portrayal of them as bumbling fools. And it's nice to actually see Ember get the burn effect. And taken down. I think we get to re-choose our move. So I'm not going to change. Torture will be taking the lead because he needs a few levels. If we get our team pretty well leveled, we will be able to utterly smash our way through the gym in town. At least this guy's actually got good strategies with his Rattata. They're hitting reasonably hard, and he knows he can use Quick Attack just to get in that one last blow. That's surprisingly competent AI. I better top up Torch's health just to be on the safe side. Wait, Wood was at the top, that's right. This is not a good day. I didn't sleep too well, so the mind's not 100% switched on. This is not the good sort of little flubs. You like to have some that are a bit funny that you can laugh about as well as everyone else. If I'm just making stupid mistakes because I'm a bit tired, it doesn't really make for good viewing, and I genuinely apologise. Anyway, I think the female grunts had their designs taken from Cassidy or one of the other Rocket grunts. Again, I'll pop some information up on the screen. Zubat shouldn't be too hard. As soon as I start saying it, Supersonic. Thankfully it didn't trouble. I'm making simple derps and I'm being punished for my hubris. It's an interesting day. Ekans is a Pokemon we haven't met before in Gold version. It will appear if you're playing Silver version. It will pop up on Route 32. Okay, confusion didn't trouble us at all, not too bad. Might be able to salvage something out of this. Wow. Well, there you go. I mean, it's not a problem in the long run. It's just an odd little combination of all those sort of elements of fortune. And I have to use up my poison cure berry because I didn't skip over one, did I? No, I haven't bought any antidotes. So, yep. There we go. Fresh and ready to fight again, and we can grab a super potion to top up our team if we need to. Should be pretty good for now. Dude, your reputation is already ruined. You're stuck using a bunch of really crummy Pokemon. I mean, you talk about your reputation and you come at me with a Rattata. That's youngster level stuff. I mean, you're not even mimetic about using a Rattata, for heaven's sake, man. Get some better Pokemon. Doesn't really improve when you see Zubat. I think it would be nice sort of seeing a villain team which, if they're involved in stealing Pokemon, actually has a really broad range. Like, it just sort of shows that they have actually been stealing from a lot of Pokemon. A lot of people. Oh dear. And another Zubat to wrap it all up. To be honest, this is starting to feel like my attempts to do the bug catching contest in the practice recordings. That took me 6 tries because things kept going wrong, and in that second try, I can actually talk about the second try because that one worked. Then everything crashed and I lost it all. When I got up to the 6th try, where I finally completed it, caught a Beedrill and didn't find the good Pokemon I was looking for, Scyther and Pinsir, I didn't even get 3rd place. I lost to a Metapod. And I will probably put a montage of failures up when I get to the bug catching contest in this run. But while I'm ranting, we can talk to this Slowpoke and see that it has mail. We're not going to read it, but that is the Slowpoke that belongs to Kurt. And now we have one more grunt to battle. This is Executive Proton in the remakes. Keeps the same Pokemon. It's a bit higher level than we're used to. But we're going to plow on ahead because Torture should be able to take care of it. It would be kind of amusing if somebody had one Pokemon on their team which knew Self-Destruct or Explosion, and then they decided to use it. But no need to worry about that. Coughing goes down and Torture gets plenty of experience. It's in a pretty good place. And Team Rocket has been defeated. They are making their comeback, but they're not going to be very much trouble. Come back here with Strength and Surf and you will be able to grab some goodies on the lower floor. Kurt has also conveniently recovered just in time for everything to be wrapped up. Talk to him and he will make Pokeballs for us. I mean, given what we've mentioned, it's really not good. Thankfully, he gives us the best of his Pokeballs in this game. The Lure Ball. We do have an Apricorn. I'll give him that white Apricorn so that I can catch one of the Pokemon I mentioned. Anyway, since things are going a little chaotic for me, I think it's a good time to wrap up my recordings here. We have taken care of everything important in Azalea Town so far. We will have 1 or 2 new Pokemon to meet in LX Forest, but I will be doing some level grinding off-screen before I go and battle the gym. We're pretty well equipped since it's a Bug-type gym. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for putting up with my occasional bouts of idiocy. I do have a very bad habit of tripping over my tongue because my brain moves a lot faster than my mouth. It's always been the case. I move on to the next sentence while my mouth is still saying one from about 3 sentences ago from where my brain is. I will see you in the next instalment of our scenic tour through the Johto region, and I am very glad you've been coming all this way with us. It's only going to get better from here. Okay, so it turns out I've been a little bit harsh on old Kurt. Some of his Pokeballs are actually fairly useful in this generation, besides the Lure Ball. Let's start off with the Friend Ball. It works like a basic Pokeball, but if it catches a Pokemon, its friendship is set to 200. If you can catch a Pokemon that evolves via high friendship with this Pokeball, you're almost there. I really underestimated just how useful this is. I thought it was basically a luxury ball. I was wrong, and I'm happy to admit it. The fast ball was indeed bugged, but the idea was it would catch any Pokemon that could run away from battle. Some Pokemon have 10% chance, some have 50, and some have 100. Unfortunately, it only checks those first 3, Magnemite, Tangela, and Grimer. In Generation 4, it was changed to have a 4 times catch rate against Pokemon with 100 base speed or more. Even though Generation 4 made it do what it was supposed to, the Moon Ball is still incredibly specific. As I said, it's made from the yellow Apricorn. Friend Balls are green Apricorns. Love Balls are still incredibly specific even though they do what they're supposed to. They're honestly not worth it. As I'm reading this, the table will pop up on screen for the fiddly mathematics the Heavy Ball requires you to do. It adds to the catch rate instead of multiplying it, so it's a bit awkward at times. The Level Ball increases its catch rate the higher your level is. If your level is less than or equal to, it's a regular Pokeball. If your Pokemon is at a higher level but less than double, 2 times. If your level is more than double but less than 4 times, 4 times catch rate. If your level is at least 4 times that of the wild Pokemon, 8 times catch rate. Handy in Johto because of the lower levels of the wild Pokemon, but also fiddly because you need a really high level Pokemon for it to work. Finally, the Lure Ball's catch rate is 3 times against Pokemon caught by a fishing rod. It was improved to 5 times in Sun and Moon because otherwise it was largely superseded. So that's all the information you need on the custom Pokeballs Kurt makes. Thanks very much for staying around for this.